That me?
That would be you.
All right. A couple of stories. Jersey Shore cast. I've never heard of anything like this in my entire life. Every company out there, and Abercrombie & Fitch, by the way, has not been a stranger to controversy. They've had underage sex orgies in their catalogs. They've had, how bad do you have to be to get a company to pay you not to wear their clothes? I've never heard of anything like this. I'm not buying it. I think it's a publicity stunt by Abercrombie & Fitch just to get into the news.
How old is the situation? Like 41?
He's Christian Slater's age. He was on Ryan's Hope with Christian Slater back in the 80s.
How many people that age do you see walking around with Abercrombie & Fitch on them?
I think he's probably my age.
He's in his 30s.
Yeah,
yes.
I think he's around 30, 31, something like that.
Well, according to CNN's Money, clothing retailer Abercrombie & Fitch said it would offer a substantial payment to MTV's The Jersey Shore's cast members to stop wearing their brand on the air. Now, I've watched The Jersey Shore. I think their clothes are hideous. What am I missing? What is Abercrombie & Fitch, and how do I know what Abercrombie & Fitch is?
The only thing I can figure out is when it's T-shirt time.
Yeah.
Those must be Abercrombie & Fitch T-shirts.
Yeah. But I thought those T-shirts were this. What's that brand?
Affliction.
I thought they were all.
I thought that's what they had.
Right. It has to have a cross and jewels on it.
Yeah.
I look at this,
and
you're younger than I am, so I don't know. And Debbie dresses like she's younger than I am, but actually isn't. I don't know what the style is, but to them, it looks like The Sopranos on steroids. I wouldn't go to them for fashion advice. No. And if I were Abercrombie & Fitch, maybe they just think they match it together so poorly that they don't want them. It's always like sort of sweatpants and bright yellow shorts, and they've got the 401 cleaner on the tennis shoes, and some shirt with so much crap going on that you can't. It's horrible.
Yeah, I don't know. When they go out, that's the only time I can really think maybe that's what is.
And I wonder if the jeans and the T-shirt.
I can't believe with millions of people watching this, and there are millions, whether you think the show has jumped the shark or not, there's still a lot of people following this, that even as crass or as boorish as their behavior might be, that it's bad for Abercrombie & Fitch. I think they've inserted themselves into this Jersey Shore conversation on purpose just to get the publicity out.
Yeah, I noticed they did it right at the beginning of the season, too.
Yes.
Suddenly they
please, will you quit wearing our stuff in front of millions of people?
Right.
The Italian people give a,
Yeah, because I think their opening show, the ratings were huge. So
it was a gigantic night.
Yeah, it's funny that this came out right after those numbers.
I think they were afraid people didn't realize they were actually wearing their clothes and wanted to connect these dots. All right, on to even this whole vampire thing. We had the author of a really good book on the show called Shock Value about monster movies, and vampires are as big right now as maybe they've ever been. And this has started a while back, with Anne Rice's books, but now with Twilight and True Blood, and there's another TV show that's The Vampire Diaries.
Yeah,
I've never watched that.
Yeah,
but it's as big right now as it's ever been. And I go to a story, and I kid you not, this comes from Reuters, and there was actually, evidently in Texas, a man broke into a woman's house, threw her against a wall, and tried to suck her blood over the weekend, okay?
What?
Now, he was arrested for, assault and whatever, but now they're actually asking if the impact of vampire books and movies are causing people to do this. Now,
are you serious?
Let me just say this, and let me say this once and for all. People have been batshit forever and will be batshit until the end of time. And if it's not this, it's a late tax return. It's bad. Something is going to cause people to go off the deep end. You got to quit blaming society every time some nut job goes out and does a nut job, right?
Right.
Yes.
If it wasn't this, it'd be something else.
Now, do you really think that all these little kids, I think they're dorks for standing in line to see Twilight at midnight, or that they think this kid who looks like, this kid.
Edward?
Yes. He's creepy looking to me.
He is.
Yeah.
Right?
So is the werewolf guy.
I think I could take the Edward kid and I could put him on a poster and I could raise money. And I wouldn't even have to tell you what the disease is. I could just say, look at this kid. We've got to raise dollars to help kids like this. And it would work if he wasn't in this stupid movie.
He looks sick.
He does. True Blood has totally jumped the shark. You know what True Blood's about this year? Eric and Sookie being naked. Every episode, I'm even tired. I said to Lindsay on Sunday night, oh, good God, I am so sick of looking at her naked.
I'm the same way.
You've jumped the shark when I am now complaining about the amount of nudity in the show, right?
I love looking at Eric works, but there's just a point where it's
But at what point
no longer a turn on, it becomes boring.
you can't say that they're influencing people to go out and try to actually suck people's blood. I mean, you have to be crazy to begin with. However, there's this underground notion. Do you know these vampires exist?
Yeah.
Right here in America.
Yeah,
They get the teeth implants.
Uh-huh.
They drink blood.
Yeah.
They won't go out during the daytime. There's a whole subculture. Now,
Right. They
mostly
sleep in coffins.
these are harmless dorks,
Freaks.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I get it.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
They had them on wife swap once.
What?
Yeah. They had them on wife
What is
swap.
wife swap?
When the two families...
Trading spouses.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a whole other idea what she was talking about.
But it is.
It's not on the Playboy channel.
No.
Cinemax, late
Actually,
night.
they do have a version of that, I believe. But
All right. Well, anyway, Bram Stoker goes back to like 1897 when Dracula was published. So we've had these things in the. I'm reading The Strain, which is a book about vampires. I find it as fascinating as anybody else for a piece of fiction.
Yeah.
But does anybody believe that this? What cracks me up? What slays me is that we have a crime in this country running rampant. I mean, violent crime, and nobody wants to blame hip-hop music or the movies, but now all of a sudden a TV show is causing people to want to be vampires. I don't get it. The argument's not consistent. I don't want to hear this Team Edward crap or whatever that stuff is going on, but this is an isolated incident. I mean, do we read these stories all the time of people actually trying to be a vampire? No, we do not.
I have kind of pointy teeth. I think I'm a vampire.
You have the Count Chocula
I do.
too. You've got the whole. Just stop it already. Finally, we go to Kentucky. Now, this doesn't happen all the time either, but the very headline will stop every guy you know in his tracks. Trial set over Kentucky's doctor's amputation of penis. That headline alone causes the same physical reaction. People are watching this video all over the place and get saying, "Ooh," like you just want to protect the guys. You go into an instant defensive gesture.
Why would you do that?
The dispute between a Kentucky man and a surgeon over the necessity of amputating the patient's penis during surgery in 2008 is set to go to trial this week, according to the Associated Press. The doctor maintains he found cancer in the man's penis during surgery and that it had to be removed, according to the physician's attorney. The patient claims the surgery was supposed to be a circumcision, and he never authorized the amputation, nor was he given a chance to seek a second opinion. You go in for a circumcision, and they don't take the top off. They take the whole damn thing off. I'm with this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, we know what we think about frivolous lawsuits and everything else,
Yeah.
but I don't care what the doctor found. You're taking my pee-pee. I want a say in the matter,
at
right?
least have a chance to say goodbye.
One last dance.
One last handshake. Come on.
At least for the wife. I mean, come on.
Something.
How are you bringing the wife's feelings into this? You gotta be.
That's fair.
It
Listen.
is fair.
Oh, no.
I think everybody should have.
Listen, I'm sorry. You don't go in and take off anything without a consultation,
No.
except the foreskin, which was agreed upon beforehand.
Exactly. Did he give it to him in a jar after?
Oh,
I mean, can you imagine waking up?
wrong.
Taxidermy.
Okay, everything's still there.
To
Whoa.
quote the famous Burt Reynolds Hollywood stuntman movie, do you remember what it was called?
Cooper?
Yes. He goes to the doctor. Doctor says, keep doing this, you're going to be paralyzed from the neck down. Nothing works. Burt Reynolds says, you mean my PP won't work? Doctor goes, nope, PP won't work, don't want to live. This guy's got a case.
Oh, yeah.
I will go down and testify for him.
Oh, my
This
God.
might make me even carry a sign outside the door. Forget that Casey Anthony crap. They took this man's penis.
Oh, Lord.
Tune in tomorrow, live at Ralph's, new deli and specialty grocery market on the West End in the old location of Spin City. Should be a lot of fun. Don't forget to check out the podcast for our interview with Shock Value. Great movie about horror, or great book about horror movies. And we'll see you tomorrow. It's been a good week, so thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. We'll see you tomorrow morning.